Hey everyone, this is Grant.
This is Nick.
And we're going to be talking about what we would do to fix Epcot.
I think that we could do it better.
Yes. Better than it currently is right now.
I mean, I think the first step is just rewind and, replace Mission Space with Horizons. What are they doing?
Yeah, the fact that they took out Horizons, which was a huge, dark ride akin to Spaceship Earth, but with bigger scenes and just such a great ride, and replaced it with the simulator in 2003. Just blasphemous.
I can't think of a single person that actually likes Mission Space. I mean, we were there. We talked to a cast member. Even the cast members don't like Mission Space.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Mission Space sucks.
So that was Horizons was my favorite ride, and then they went and did that. Now, it was cool. Okay, so it was cool when it came out in 2003, having a centrifuge, and that's cool and stuff, but just the quality of the experience compared to a long dark ride is just...
I think if you go around replacing timeless classics with trendy modern stuff, the trendy modern stuff,
it'll get old.
It's gonna age faster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think another very obvious immediate thing that we could do is open back up the Life Pavilion.
Yeah, the Wonders of Life that's sitting right next to it. It closed in 2007, and even before that, they were just using it as a seasonal thing. So yeah, I think opening that back up with either the original Body War simulator and an updated Cranium Command show, or they could take a different approach and make it a dark ride going through the body.
That would be super
cool
cool
as well.
Yeah.
So one of those, I just think that and of course having the updated pavilion where there's a bunch of stuff to do. I think that was one thing about early Epcot, is it had Communicore and all these exhibits, and each kind of pavilion had a bunch of stuff to do that kept people off the rides and doing things. And I think that bringing back updated exhibits in the Wonders of Life Pavilion would be fantastic. And as far as updating Guardians, now we know this is a very popular ride. People love it, but we don't really think that IP belongs in Epcot.
I agree with you that IP doesn't belong. I know that you and me are in a bit of disagreement, because you're sort of they should just turn back time and bring back Bill Nye, right?
Yeah, but I understand that it's good to have different types of rides and not just slow moving Omnimover rides. If it were up to me, I would rather have the Universe of Energy, but what I think they could do is they could keep it a space coaster, because actually in I think the early 2000s they had this thing called Project Gemini that they were going to bring in a Big Bang coaster, and that's what Guardians is based off of. They just have the IP on it. And what I would do is bring back Bill Nye and Ellen DeGeneres and have them teach about the Big Bang, and then pretty much keep the coaster the same. I would even say if they wanted to work in a way to keep the 70s, 80s music in there, that'd be cool, because then the ride experience really doesn't change that much. They could just change out some of the screens with more space effects, maybe even add some more props.
I would love for them to keep the music, and I would love to replace that raccoon with an old white scientist. I think that would be great. And Ellen DeGeneres, I guess. She can be there if she wants.
So please consider the following.
Consider the following.
And then I think another reason, I think even if people liked Mission Space, it's you got 2 space rides, so I think that justifies closing Mission Space. And like we said, bringing back Horizons, it could be a trackless dark ride or something, and more updated with special effects. But I think having that life in the future and stuff, and talking about the past, that was the soul of Epcot. I think bringing it back would make everyone very happy. Test Track's great. I love Test Track. The only thing I would say is maybe if they could have a couple moving parts, even if they brought back the hot and cold rooms, because the screen kind of Snapchat filter car isn't the best. That's really the only thing I would say. But overall, not needed. Test Track's a great ride. Have a great time on it.
Test Track is great. You could micromanage it to do stuff like replace individual scenes. I mean, you could probably make it better by doing Test Track 1 instead of Test Track 3. But Test Track in and of itself is great. a ride that really needs to turn back time is Figment.
Yes. Okay. So Journey into Imagination with Figment. If you don't know, it used to be a much longer ride that had more animatronics. The character was not Nigel Channing. It was Dreamfinder. There were more animatronics. It was really cool. And then pretty much the story behind this ride is Michael Eisner wanted to update it to something more trendy. Kodak actually was the sponsor. And this was in like 1998, so digital film had started to become more prevalent. So they were actually kind of going broke. But Disney was like, we need you to cough up some money for this ride. And they allegedly said, we're going to work with Fujifilm, which was Kodak's competitor, to make a Mount Fuji roller coaster in Japan. And Kodak was like, we can't have that. So they gave them all the money they could, and they completely destroyed the Journey into Imagination ride.
And then they didn't even make the ride in Japan.
Yeah, no. So it just, they tried to make it a little better by adding Figment back, because it initially just didn't have Figment back. It was called Journey into Your Imagination, and they made it slightly better, but still, it's just a significantly shorter and less cool ride.
It is. I think the bulk of what we have left to talk about is in the World Showcase, but before we go there, I just want to slip in. Can we get rid of Goofy Core?
That's so funny, because I was actually just gonna say, with Communicore, I think that they should, because they used to have like all these really cool exhibits that got dated because it was like a directory.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be like what the internet was going to be like. But I still think they could go back to the drawing board, and for the half of Communicore that's still left there, add some really like neat exhibits and stuff for people to do. Because now, and they remodeled it kind of to look like a stupid corporate park from the 80s, but I think they have enough room and empty spaces to bring back some like cool things to do in Communicore.
And you know, I think that it's cool to look at retro visions of the future. I think to have something there that's like, this is supposed to be what the internet is going to become in our modern day, where we know what the internet looks like, is cool. I think that's part of your edutainment. You can look at what people in the past thought that the future was going to look like.
Yeah, even if they use like some kind of AR, like hologram technology, VR, and just different things. Even like if they showcase different things, like what AI technology can do and what they're working on, that would actually be like something like talking about like the future and stuff. So I think that'd be really neat.
Yeah. Okay, I think that we can move on to the World Showcase now.
Yes.
I think, personally, that each country should have a ride.
Yes, and that initially was the plan for when Epcot opened, but Epcot ended up being like severely over budget, so they really had to cut back when they opened the park. So one of the first things we would do is, actually, if you look at Germany, off to the side, there is a bit of show building that they just kind of incorporated into the pavilion, where they started building for a boat dark ride that went through Germany, and I think we should bring that back, because that'd be really neat.
Completely agree. I mean, it's already in the plans, it's already in the layout of the park. Just complete the original plans, and it looks beautiful, the concept art and stuff that they've got for it. It would be a fantastic addition to Germany. I think adding another boat ride into Italy that would be like through the canals of Venice.
Yeah.
I think
the
that's
gondolas.
an obvious choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that would be sick with the gondola boats. For Japan, initially they were going to do this like train simulator ride that went through like the Japanese countryside.
It doesn't look good. I mean, if you look at the concept art for this thing, it doesn't even look like they have seats. It looks like a walk-through attraction.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking with that, but I
think put in a flight theater. I think, sure, we've already got Soarin'. Soarin's fantastic. Right now it's Soarin' around America. I think Japan has enough, like, scenic sights in it. It's such a beautiful country. You could do a Soarin' around Japan, and that gives you an excuse to maybe even keep Soarin' around America, you know?
Yeah, and they could sort of change out the system, maybe kind of like what they did with Flight of Passage. Take the Soarin' ride system and try to update it so, like, you know, each seat is cool. Maybe you don't see people's feet dangling, in front of you.
Yeah.
So it could be their chance to like really improve on the soaring ride system.
I am not super about IPs, but I think an obvious choice is to put Aladdin in Morocco.
Yeah, what kind of ride do you think that should be for Aladdin?
I mean, honestly,
Magic carpet?
Yeah, my first thought was like a flat ride magic carpet thing, even though I'm not super about the flat rides. I don't know. Morocco is already very well themed, and I don't know how much space you have to put in like a super good ride, but I think it should have something.
No, I will say that there already is the Aladdin's carpets in Magic Kingdom and Adventureland.
That
So
was
it would
why I
have
was
to be-
thinking of that.
It would
But-
have to be something. What about like say a Peter Pan ET style ride where you're on like a magic carpet
That would
and
be
it's
super
suspended?
cool.
I think that'd be really neat. And I think the suspended dark rides, are very like popular and like ET and like sought after. So I think just a little small Fantasyland style magic carpet ride. Maybe it's Aladdin. Maybe Aladdin kind of helps you tour a bit. He's like the tour guide and you're going through Morocco, so you could kind of maybe learn about the country a little bit, because it'd be nice to have some education in there, educated entertainment in there.
Yeah, I think that would be a good chance to have some edutainment. I think that would be a good kids ride. You have like a classic Disney IP. You can slot Aladdin, Jasmine right in.
And then going back to Norway, this
Should just be Maelstrom.
doesn't have to be done, but to kind of match with Epcot, we really would like Maelstrom back as opposed to Frozen. It was just a much more unique experience, and it just like felt more at home at Epcot. Frozen feels like it should be in like Magic Kingdom.
I'm never super about the IPs, and I think that in your edutainment park, to have a like cool Viking ride in Norway and then completely get rid of all of that theming to put in IP, just bring back Maelstrom. It was better.
Yeah, so if it were up to us, we would. And I will say that there were plans to build a Mount Fuji Matterhorn style roller coaster in Japan. I just don't really like that for the World Showcase, because I think it would be too loud and you would hear it from the other countries and it would just kind of break the immersion. So that's why we're not the biggest fan of that.
I love a roller coaster. I'm not super about it in the World Showcase. I think the World Showcase should be a little more chill than that.
I agree. And then France is currently Ratatouille.
I'm not a big IP guy. How many times have I said this? Too many. If you're gonna put an IP in a park like this, I think that it should be older, more original Disney, and so I would love to put in Beauty and the Beast, because that is a nice French original Disney IP. And there's a beautiful Beauty and the Beast ride already existing with the same ride system as Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's in Tokyo Disneyland, and I even if they don't do it here, I think they should tear down the Be Your Guest restaurant or Be Your Guest in Magic Kingdom, because that Fantasyland needs more rides and put it there. But if not, I think being in like a teacup and that it's a very good dark ride. Ratatouille's good, but there's no animatronics and it's a lot of screens. I think that just redoing it and adding the Beauty and the Beast ride to Epcot would be very good, because yes, it's based off an IP, but it is also a very high quality ride.
Yeah,
and
it
I
looks
think that's
really
the
good.
most important.
Yeah.
And then so for the United Kingdom, another ride that they were planning for Epcot is another boat ride, but it went through the River Thames.
Yeah.
And you would go past the Big Ben clock and Parliament and stuff, and I think that would just be really good for the United Kingdom. They were talking about there was a time of adding I think it was kind of like a spinning Mary Poppins flat ride, and while that could go here, I think having the cool classy boat ride tours through the countries is kind of the best way to showcase on this. A lot of people might complain that would be too many boat rides, but I think a boat ride is just such a great blank slate to work with that you can make them all like different enough from each other, and everyone in the family can ride them and stuff.
Yeah, especially in the World Showcase when you're probably going to be, walking around drinking with the family. Like, I think that boat rides are perfect for the World Showcase.
Yes. So
that's why we haven't talked about Mexico, because Mexico is already perfect.
Yeah, and even if they could like with Germany too, when they build that boat ride, I think having kind of the large indoor areas where you can walk in. The land is another perfect example of like, the early pavilions of Epcot. You walk in, there's a show, there's 2 restaurants, and there's 2 rides, and you don't have to go outside. It's like built for Florida. That's why we like Epcot. It's built for Florida and to stay in the shade. Of course, we love Spaceship Earth. They were gonna like update it and put I think they were gonna put Moana's grandmothers in there, and they were gonna change it to, instead of being the history of communication, it was gonna be the history of storytelling. So
Wow.
No, do not do that to our Spaceship Earth.
Don't do that.
People say it needs an update. I think Spaceship Earth is fine as is. It's a great ride. It's like the last super impressive long Epcot dark ride, and besides just keeping it going, I don't want them doing anything to our Spaceship Earth. The Seas as well is one now that has Nemo in it. I also want this, the park to appeal to families, and I think the Crush the Turtle show is very popular, and it's nice to have a ride that you can just walk on really easily for families. So I say we keep the Seas the same. It's a good ride. It's a good pavilion.
Did we touch on Canada or China?
I'm trying to think. No, we did not touch on either of those. What would you like to do with them?
I personally think that Canada would be great to have a log flume.
Yes.
Wouldn't a log flume in Canada be cool?
That would be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I would put there. Just like a classic old log flume. And China? I don't know, China's a tough one.
As far as a ride goes, now people could say, Mulan, if we're going classic Disney, but
if you're going IP, if you're trying to appeal to kids, I guess in our park the only 2 IPs we have right now are Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind putting a Mulan dark ride in China.
Yeah,
I think that's fine.
Because and Mulan is I remember watching it was when I was really young. It was Beauty and the Beast. It was when the Renaissance was going on, the Disney Renaissance, and they were just popping up banger after banger. And we got Aladdin too, the Aladdin kind of in the Magic Carpet ride, and the Donald Duck and 3 Caballeros. I will say, I think that everything we've said so far is reasonable and within a budget. If budgetary constraints are not a thing, I would be turning a lot of these into full pavilions, land style, where they're indoors, well themed around their thing. I think that a great example is in Las Vegas, the Venetian. Yeah.
I would love to have a Vegas style Venetian for each of the countries. I would love to have a fully indoor experience.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But regardless, I think getting the Wonders of Life back would help with that, because that's a big
Wonders of Life would help with that.
But yeah,
There's also the Outpost.
Oh yeah. What are we doing, bro? We're not. I wouldn't touch that with the 10.5 foot pole, man. I think it's. I don't know. What would you do with it? Africa? Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's a African outpost. I don't know. Do a safari jeep ride or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably make the most sense.
It would make the most sense. I think that is, if you were going to not touch one of these, I think that the Outpost is the weakest as standing as its own country, and you could not touch it. That'd be fine. I
agree. And then we would bring back what's the Epcot show? Illuminations, I think. I never saw it, but we would bring back the original show in the lagoon, because it's much better than what they have now.
Yeah.
Luminous, I think, because the show they do now is literally just pretty much Disney music from Disney movies.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think we've fixed this park.
Yeah. So
I think we did it better.
If I had to say, if they were to focus on these things, like I think the things that need the most attention.
Priority number 1, get rid of Mission Space.
Yeah, bringing back Horizons, or maybe even first bringing back the Wonders of Life if they could, so they could add a ride, and then they could bring back Mission Space, and then after that, I'd say bringing back the original Journey into Imagination. And then once they fix Future World, I know it's not called that anymore, but I am not going to be calling it by its neighborhoods because that is fucking retarded. I'm not going to divide it into 3 things. World Celebration with Communicorn Spaceship, that's so stupid. I'd say have something for capacity, bringing that back, whether that be...
I mean, it's the easiest to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
It's
still
literally,
there.
It's sitting there.
Yeah, and people say, oh, they should make it inside out. No. I think it's very important to have a pavilion based off of like health, and I think that would be really popular, especially now, just with updated exhibits. They could either just redo what they did before, or build like a brand new kind of thrilling dark ride where you're going through the human body. I think either of those would be perfect. And then I would say bringing back a modern version of Horizons, especially since they're updating the Carousel of Progress. That could reflect that. And then fixing Journey into Imagination. And then I would say after that, then they can start maybe working on the World Showcase. But
yeah, I think the World Showcase is the least important of what we've talked about. I think Future World needs a little bit of TLC, whereas the countries are okay as they are. They're already pretty good.
Yeah, because and like I love World. I didn't get to ride it, but World of Motion was awesome, and the Universe of Energy was great too. There's an argument for Guardians and Test Track, especially when you turn Guardians into like a Big Bang coaster and bring back like Bill Nye and Ellen.
But there is no argument whatsoever for Mission Space.
No, not anymore. They need to change it, man. And if they brought back the Wonders of Life, it would be like a better simulator right there. And we'd already have the space ride. So yeah, get rid of Mission Space. Get rid of Space 220 if you need to. Whatever they need to do to bring back Horizons. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the theme park community agrees with me.
I think everyone in the theme park agrees with you.
Real. Real. All right, so I think that pretty much covers everything. The whole park, but let us know what you would add to Epcot, what you would change, if you agree with us, anything you didn't agree with us, and
anything we missed.
Yeah, anything that we missed, and what park would you like us to fix next? But yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.